So, dual career in practice at the University of Copenhagen. Yeah, now you know Mark and Mary, Mary and Mark. We are a dual career couple at the university, as though we're not a couple, but this is us. One thing what we also do now more and more is that we try to involve spouses in everything. This picture is, for example, taken by a spouse, and she likes to have to take pictures, and she likes that her pictures become public, so that maybe she gets some more work, which is good for us because then we help our spouses. So all the pictures we use, also this one, everything is taken by spouses, and then of course we market them with their name and sometimes also a logo to their company, because yeah, then maybe we get some work out of it. So, and these are our spouses. This is where we are. Yeah, again, some data first. We have around 425 active spouses. As I said, we have 2,000 international employees, and these are the active spouses. One of the good pieces of advice, when I started to work with this, the first issue is, great, where are those spouses? We know where our researchers are, then we are already lucky, because I know in some countries, for example Sweden, it's very difficult to get any kind of data from the researchers, their age, where they're coming from. So I had to meet the spouses. So what can I do? And then what I did is that I know that when researchers register, they have to put in their name, their address, and all that particular information. And then now we added one little box: do you have a partner, and the email address. And it's a very easy thing, because now when a researcher comes with a spouse, we get an email address and then we send them a welcomes mail. So that's the easy. It sounds very easy, but there was a thing that really pained me in the beginning: how can I get in contact to them? Because it's always through the researchers. This is a very, very easy way to do it, if you're able to change that within the university. So we have 425 of them. We send them mails. We say everything is for free. We ask them, would you like to be a member of the network? If they say yes, then they are a member, and we send them a newsletter every month. Yeah, and if they don't want to be active anymore, they tell us, please remove it from the database. Mm-hmm. So we have 425 active spouses. 70 are female, 30 are male. This is really, really growing. Because when I started it was around 90-10, now it's 70-30. I don't know why. I think it's a good development. We really try to focus on diversity, and in this case on the male population, because when you talk about diversity all the time, it's about, oh, it's the female, it's the internationals, nobody focuses on the male in this case, but we do a lot because we realize when we focus kind of on something for male spouses, then more male they join, and they talk to each other. So obviously they like to talk to each other, and we focus on everybody, but we try that everybody is kind of happy. The main thing, the main vision, what we have is all the work we do is for the partners, and they should be happy. And it sounds very silly, but they should be happy is our starting point. Because some they need a job, then they are happy. So then we focus on job search. Some they simply don't care, but they want to spend time in Copenhagen in a useful way with their kids. So we focus on kids. Because when they're all happy, they like Denmark, they don't leave, the researcher will stay, the university is happy, we get more resources. And that's the way we think all the time. So that's why we do things for kids, that's why we do social events, because some people, they get happy by meeting other people. We did a huge survey asking all our spouses, what is the most important thing for you in Denmark, besides getting a job? Then most people, they said, oh, we would like to meet the Danes. Okay, that we didn't focus on at all. Because we were like doing the things for the kids, and they could meet each other, and we have excursions and they never met any Danes. And that was the biggest wish. So that was kind of a bummer, because we do so many great things. Yeah, right. We don't even do their biggest wish, we don't even accommodate that. So more and more what we do also in social excursions, we try to invite also Danish colleagues and Danes. We also do kids events where we also invite Danish moms and their kids so they can meet the Danes there. And when they meet the Danes, they get a bigger network, they get a bigger working environment network, and hopefully they get a job through that network.
Do you get the Danes to actually show?
And that's hard. Yeah. That's a tough part, because all the partners show up, the researchers, they show up, and the Danes. So that's why what we do with the Danes is like through mother groups, because a lot of the Danes, they're all free and they think it's very exciting to meet all the international babies. So that's what they're like. So you need to that's one. And then we talk to the secretaries at the departments because they think it's a huge issue and say, okay, then you join. Or ask your neighbor to join. So that's how we started and it seems to work, but it's still a challenge.
And the social events take part in Danish or in English?
Everything is in English. And that's a good thing because for Danish families it's not a problem if it's in English. Yeah. So let's show you a bit more.
And then such a quick question, among the spouses, what proportion are EU and what proportion are not EU citizens?
When you have 425, I would say EU is around 300.
Okay.
Yeah. We do around 100 one-to-ones. And a one-to-one is basically, we invite every single spouse who's new. We just say, like, we suggest you come to us and talk to us. And it's mostly Mary doing this. So you sit down and says, how are you? What do you want? And then after 45 minutes, then either they go home thinking, oh, I thought I would like to have a job. No, I want to work with my kids and I want to do art. Because what we do is that we talk to them and say, like, what do you really need? What are your wishes? Like, do you need the money? Do you need a job? Is a voluntary job fine? Are your kids important? Do you want to have kids in the future? Like all these things we talk about, and then something happens. Some of them, they come back and say, okay, I would like to meet again because I'm going to write my CV, my cover letter, and then we have the next meeting on that. Or they join all our events and we hardly see them anymore. We can see they are having a network and having a great time. So the one-to-ones are crucial for our work, which costs also a lot of time, I must admit. We do it for everybody, so it's postdoc and up. It's not just only for the professor thing, it's researchers at the University of Copenhagen, it is PhD and up. So, one-to-ones is central, job focus is central, and then networking and courses. These are the spouses, including the little baby. We just know them, and we know them all, and we try to create a nice atmosphere between us and them, between them as well. So many things we do, we involve food. So we cook together, we make food for them. We try to avoid just getting a sandwich. We are lucky, we have a kitchen. So this is the luxurious thing, but you can also make it. In the beginning we just said, okay, you all bring 50 kroner and we get a pizza. So that's also something they liked. So food is important.
What premises has the university provided for you? Do you have specific premises like with a meeting room?
We have it lucky. We have an office on the 6th floor in the International House, and my office is there, and we just have 3 meeting rooms. That's the space we use. Okay. And we also invite them. You can have meetings there. You can just come there. You can get our coffee. We don't care. You can work there. So more and more spouses are getting up there just to be there, and they pop in and say hi. And we also invite them to meet with each other. So the more they meet, the less work we have.
And do you have a specific time of the week where people
know they can just come.
There's no specific, like say Monday morning at 10?
No.
Anyone can come for coffee, and just to encourage people to come at the same time?
They know we are sometimes there, sometimes we are not there. If they really want to meet us, they send a mail. And but many of them, they also meet with each other there. It's like, oh, let's meet up at 10 with the kids, and then they just drink coffee there. And then, So we don't have these meeting times. Quickly about the one-to-one. Individual career coaching. This is about, if it's about job, it's about competencies and career plans, feedback and CV and cover letter. When you see all this, I mean, for us it's very easy also to jump in on researchers' career development, because that's what we do through dual career. Many of the spouses are researchers. So when we talk about these the research, the career development centers, what we're talking about so much, basically we have one within our dual career center. Because yes, they are spouses, but many of them are researchers anyway. So we advise them about feedback, about their CV, cover letter, job interview coaching, networking, LinkedIn, Skype coaching, etc. Skype coaching is for the spouses who are not in Denmark yet. So we know when we hire a researcher, we tell them, please get in contact with us now, even 5 months before you come, because we do a Skype coaching with you. Because the sooner they try to get jobs or look for jobs, the easier it is for them when they arrive in Denmark.
I'm sorry, I have a question. And how about the language barrier? Are we all fluent in English or?
No, some they have a huge issue.
Yeah.
Because English, fine. If it's not English, they have an issue. The good thing in Denmark is language courses are for free. So we suggest every single person starts with Danish immediately. And in our one-to-one, some people they realize, and it's hard to realize, but they realize, okay, the first year, I mean, don't talk about jobs. And we are very realistic, we tell them as well, like we're not nice. We are very realistic and tell them this is how it is. The more you work, the more we work. If you don't want to work, I mean, I'm not writing you where's your CV, I don't care. This is also what we say to the spouses. And you can see like sometimes it's hard to realize, but then they kind of like it because we also give them homework. And we tell them like, okay, this is a meeting we have, send your CV within a week. If you don't send it, I don't care. Then you don't have a good CV. It's fine for you, fine for me. That's work for me. But they send it within a week. But I don't follow up.
How easy is it to find a job without Danish?
I think it's hard. It depends on your skills. And as I told you before, we have a big range of competencies. So some people, they are also very unrealistic themselves. They say, oh, I'm a Spanish high school teacher and I only speak Spanish. Where's my job? Good luck. But we also want the spouses to meet other spouses. That's also what we do a lot, so that they can talk this, they can say this to each other. It's easier for them to accept that spouses tell them, oh, I've been here a year, I'm also from Spain. It's hard. Oh, okay, I accept it. If a Dutch guy is saying this about Denmark, they say, yeah, maybe. You know? Typical questions. The first question is no. So no, what can you actually do for me? And then we just explain what we do. We also have a website. Most of them, they know what we do. And we are this international house. I will send you a link to a video clip. I want to show it to you now, but I send a link to you, then you can see where we are physically. And the international house, there are a lot of collaboration partners there. Yeah, they have plenty of practical questions. This is an important one for our management because we got such a 2-year, yes, you can work a bit with dual career. And then another piece of good advice, when you work with dual career, from the beginning, start measuring everything. Because there will be a point of time where they say, what are the results? How many people got a job? And that's very hard to measure. And that's why we have also, we try to measure how happy they are.
Mark, I'm sorry. I'm working on that because sometimes I send them a kind of questionnaire, but it's like very general about the welcome center, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I want to create something very specific.
Yeah.
Could you give us, because I think it's very difficult what we're saying to measure. It's better to measure if they are happy or not.
Yeah.
That's something that colleagues from Germany
Yeah.
told me when I visit them.
What we do, we do the questionnaire, the standard questions, and besides that, we have a lot of quotes. So our reports are, I mean, I'm an anthropologist, right? So it's more qualitative.
Yeah, but I agree with you.
And the most important thing in the beginning, what we did, and it's horrible because let's say you are all the spouses, but I know you are married to this extremely important professor. My focus was just here. And I'll help you a little bit, you're all happy, the focus was here. And then when she got a job, then for the university it was like, whoa, because now professor is so happy. And the management was like, whoa, did you do that? Whoa. Sometimes they don't care about PhDs and their spouses. They're important for us in the beginning. And also these good cases, we need to show the stars, which is horrible, but that's where the money is.
Mark, could you share with us questions that normally you ask them in your surveys or your questionnaires?
Yeah, I will look up for the survey, send you a link.
Okay, thank you.
So this is good for us to say that, but they like our services. Networks. We have every single month, we have International Dual Career Spouse Lunch. Here we invite a recruitment consultant from EY. Here we invite a recruitment consultant from Novo Nordisk. I talk about Danish working culture. Mary talks about her STAR method, how to get even better to your job interview. When we invite somebody from outside, we give them 2 hours, do your presentation. Oh, but I'm very busy, I'm working for this private company. Then you don't come. Then I ask PwC. Oh, no, it's okay, we will come. Then they will come. we contacted PwC. We said like, oh, EY was here last month. Would you like to come? Oh yeah. And then Deloitte is next. Yeah. So every single month we do this. Around 20 people show up, and we do it from 10 to 1. From 10 to 12, it's the 2 hours, and then from 12 to 1, it's the food, and afterwards they can just stay and network if they would like. Kids events. We hired somebody to be responsible for the International House. When we hired her, we thought it was very important to get somebody who knows a lot about kids. And actually, she worked in the kindergarten and she wanted to change her career, so now we hired her. And she's doing the kids events. So she's good with kids, she loves kids, but she also knows everything, all the practical questions, she knows that. And she wrote daycare for children under the age of 6. So easy for us because she can do it. She loves to do it, but it's not really her part of her job. But this is the part of the job she likes most. So this was very kind of, we need to recruit somebody who also knows something about kids because then she can do it. And this is also a cool one. The Job Seekers Network, and this is very, very tough. This is only spouses, they drive this. We don't do anything. Because they just meet every second week in our meeting room, and they do the whole thing. And they have workshops about CV writing, workshops about all these different things. We give them information. Sometimes when spouses come to us, we say, oh, you first go there. 2017. So Vestas, you know, the windmills, they did an event on CVs that work. Carlsberg, Finding Your Purpose. The next one is in L'Oreal. Then it's EY. Then it's University of Copenhagen. And these events are organized by the spouses. So all the spouses of these companies, there is a partner committee, and 20 of these spouses are actively involved working. Then we have a business committee. And we are the presidents, and then these people, Dom, Viziu, Mask, and Novo Nordisk, they are part of the organizational team. We meet 3 times a year, and the spouses do all the work. So this event, these events here, it's the spouses coming up with a topic. They go to the companies, they put on a nice clothes, which is important, they meet the right people, and they organize an event. It's for them, and they also do it. Some of these companies, they really like this talent pool idea, so they really put out the red carpet and give them lunch and all these things, but it's not necessary. And the spouses do the work, they get working experience, we tell them to put it on their CV, because everybody's afraid for this gap. They don't get a gap because it's work, they don't care. I mean, on your CV, never write voluntary work, who cares? It's about what you can offer people, right?
What does it cost to join?
It's free for spouses. It's for us, it's €1,000 a year to be a local member. And imagine for those companies, they are just laughing. But it's good that it costs something because they're paying some, even if it's €1, it is a commitment. And they do commit because they pay. And other companies want to join now because in Denmark, these companies, they are really big. So the other companies want to join. It's like a, and then finally, what we do in this committee, we meet 3 times a year, we also mentoring. So the spouse committee, they have the same groups. The spouse have an events team, communication team, membership team, and measurements team. And there are 4 spouses from all these companies, in each of them, doing voluntary work, and we mentor them, which is about IBCN, but also about your job. Like, how's your job search going? And there we meet, because we are mentoring 4 spouses, but they're also from those companies. So it's a huge mix, after all, between people who work with spouses in Copenhagen. So you can look it up on the websites. Now we have 234 members, 14 got jobs. This is only last year. These are the events. 100 people came, 50, 60, 69. And the corporate members came as well. Because it's about networking. So, finally, this is, I told you before, my pieces of good advice for you is like how to find your target group. I think that's where you should start. Because if the spouses don't know what to do, I mean, then you just will stop immediately. Collaboration, who can you collaborate with? The library, that's for free, good idea. Municipalities, great. Other companies, they have the same issues. Managing of expectations. That is really, really important. And that's why when I say we are so honest and harsh in the beginning, we just tell them, like, you don't have a job. I mean, no single Dane asks you to come to Denmark. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. It's your decision. So if you want to meet the Danes, then become a member of a sports club, become a member of a parent association. I mean, if you sit on your couch crying, you will be home within a year, but that's how it is. Be active. And then we tell them, we have so many things where you can be active at. And also give them go to the library. I mean, don't only come an hour, learn Danish, then you meet so many other people. But managing of expectations is important. If you work, I work for you. If not, I don't care. And some people don't like this. I mean, that's how it is, unfortunately. And show your results, start measuring. Involve the spouses, but again, be realistic. Because some spouses, they are really active, saying, and they come really late next day. Then we tell them, okay, you're too late, now I don't have time for you. They are very disappointed, but next time hopefully they come earlier. Involve them, and especially give them the feeling that they are something, because it goes quickly down when you're jobless. It's really annoying. And that's why IDCM is good, because we tell them, like, you put on your nice clothes, you network with the companies, and we are really proud of them, because they're really standing there in the nice clothes, and they're really performing. It's really fantastic. And network with companies, because that's where the jobs are. Because in the beginning we did all these great events, and in the end, okay, what's my goal? I mean, 80% of them would like to have a job. Great. You come to all the networking events, and oh, we know them so well, after 3 years they still come all the time. It's a bad thing, right? I mean, success is that we don't see them anymore because they have a life. And they stay in Denmark. Whew, I'm sorry to talk so much of your time. Now they also asked me to